Hi everybody and welcome to another great video. Today I'm discussing with you things that have arrived into my life that I think would be beneficial for you for the month of August. So here is my best buys for August. I think I'm going to start with gadgets today. The first thing I want to talk about is a new lens. This lens arrived today, like literally 5 minutes before I started filming, and I was waiting to film this video because I knew the lens was coming, and I'm a nerd and got really excited. Now the lens is the Sony G Master 16 to 35 2.8. Now what I was filming on before was again a 16 to 35, but it was a 4. So for camera nerds, you'll understand this. For other people, 16 to 35 is how wide the lens is. It starts at 16, which is very wide, and very wide, and it goes to 35, which is still quite wide, but not super wide. I need a wide lens because I'm a big guy and I film in quite a small space. So right now I've got it set to like 20, I think. Because I'm filming in quite a confined space, but I need to get me all in. And when I'm in the kitchen, if I'm filming like a baking video or my cocktail videos, I need to get my head in and also the kitchen counter so you can see the ingredients, so I have to have it super wide. This is a 2.8, which basically means the iris opens wider and lets more light in. So hopefully this video looks brighter and a bit nicer. It also means you get that lovely depth of field. So if, for example, I hold my dog here up to the camera, when the camera focuses, I should go out of focus. Look, there we go. And it's just really nice. Basically, the closer the subject is to the lens, the blurrier the background becomes. So I'm going to show you some things in a minute and hold them up close, and then maybe the focus will look pretty. It's not a cheap lens. The G Master lens is like the best sort of Sony lenses you can buy. But for me, because I film every single day, it's worth the investment. I forget what I paid for it now, because I actually pre-ordered this like 2 months ago, but I think it was like £2,000, which is very expensive. But for camera people who are, you know, this is your job, it's a lovely lens. The next thing, so you might know this, I got an Oculus Rift recently. I did a video where I unboxed it and I used it, and it's just so incredible. There are two specific games I want to talk about. The first one is actually a free game if you buy the touch controllers, and it's called Robo Recall. And it's just a bundle of fun. Basically, you're a recaller and you have to kill robots. So they all come running at you and you can do basically anything. You've got guns on your shoulders and you've got guns on your hips, and you can throw things and you can pick the robots up and pull them to bits and smash them. And it's total mayhem, but just loads of fun and really bananas. And actually, I really like the dialogue in it too. The voice acting is quite amusing. It's a game. Whenever someone comes over to my house, I put them on the Oculus, because if they haven't used it before, it's brilliant for me to watch them, because they're like going, woo! But also, it's such an amazing experience. And Robo Recall is always the game I put them on, because it's so immersive, but also really fun, and it's good for beginners, so that's great. The other game is called Arizona Sunrise, or Sunshine. I want to say Arizona Sunshine, and it's a zombie game. It's not like a really scary zombie game, but it also is, because you're in it, like it's on your face and you're in the environment, you can't help but get a bit scared. It's quite funny and the zombies aren't super scary, but it starts off really easy and you've got a pistol and you start shooting them and they kind of come towards you so quite slowly. But then, out of nowhere, you end up in a cave and it's pitch black and I have to hold a torch with one hand, and obviously because it's like all touch sensitive, the torch goes wherever you look, and suddenly you'll point it and there'll be a zombie right in your face and you have to shoot it in the head, and it's totally scary. And I was playing it with the lights on because I'm a bit of a wimp, but of course it makes no difference because my head is in the actual thing and it's pitch black in the cave, and I'm in the cave, and it's amazing. It's such a good experience, but also quite scary. I think that's my limit of fear for that game though, because that's not too bad. You can get proper horror games and I am not playing them because I don't want to be put in that situation, but it's great fun, gets the adrenaline going. And there was a point where I was in the cave and it was pitch black and I had my torch and there's a whole load of zombies coming towards me, and I couldn't aim properly and I couldn't hold the torch because I was shaking from all like the adrenaline that was kicking in. I was going, "Aah!" But totally worth it. And actually, you come out of the cave, and although the difficulty doesn't get any easier, it actually becomes less scary because it's daytime, and that makes a big difference. One word of advice for you though, actually 2 words of advice for you. If you're playing that game, check the cars, because there's cars everywhere and you can open the doors and the boots, often there's ammo in there, and also close every door behind you. Because if a zombie comes out, they can't open doors, but if they're coming from behind you, and you don't realise they're coming from behind you, and they're also coming in front of you, if you haven't closed the door behind you, they'll get you from both directions, so close all the doors. I have a few more tech, gadgety type things to talk about. The first one is quite big. Hang on a second. I'm going to try to get it out without ruining everything here. Hold on, hold on. Although, to be honest, I'm showing you it, and all I can show you is it in its packaging. But here it is. Believe it or not, this is a green screen. It's bloody massive. So, as you know, I've got a book coming out. I've talked about it quite a lot. Pre-order link down below. Please get it. It's called 147 Things and it's amazing. To talk about it more, because the book covers so much, it's quite hard to discuss all the things that I talk about. So I'm actually making videos where I kind of cover topics on it. But because of the nature of it, I've had to script those videos, and I don't really want to do it just in my house, in my normal background. So I've got a green screen so that I can make it look all kind of fun and have like text popping up and all that sort of stuff. I actually went to a studio and rented a green screen once, but the sound quality was so poor because the studio was so echoey, I thought, you know what, screw this. So I bought my own one. It's like a pop, you know you get pop-out tent? It's like that. Really good investment. I got a massive one, so it was like £200, but you can get smaller ones. And actually, I went too big. And my dog weed on it. As soon as I got it and got it out, I went downstairs to get like a cup of tea, I came back and there's a wee patch on it. But mine's 9 foot by 6 foot, which is huge. I didn't need it that big, but I just panicked and went, I'll get the biggest one so I know I'm safe. But it works really well and it's so handy. I do hope never to use it again though, because it's 6 foot by 9 foot and you have to like, when you know how it's got like that rigid sort of frame and you sort of bend it into a big circle to get it in here, it took 2 hours. So, you know, I don't want to get it out ever again, but it is a really good investment. Continuing on with that theme, these videos are kind of scripted, like I said, so I've been writing the script on my iPad, and then I got a teleprompter type thing, like an auto cue here. This, again, was about, I want to say it's like £100, totally worth it. You put your iPad in here, and you get an app on your iPad, which I think is just called Teleprompter or something. And the one that I've got listens to my voice, so when I'm talking, it scrolls. When I stop talking, it stops scrolling. It's so clever. You put your camera on the back, you put your lens through this little hood here, do the hood up so no light gets in, and then you're away. So I scripted the videos on my iPad, started talking. It took me, so the videos are 147 seconds each, there or thereabouts, and I reckon each one probably took about 5 minutes to film because all the words were in front of me, and it made life so much easier. I don't do many scripted things, because obviously I just talk most of the time, but for the rare occasion I'm going to use this, really good investment. And another thing I really like is this. This is the iPad Pro, which I've had for a long time. And I think I've kind of mentioned it to you before many times. One, great for the teleprompter. Two, I have been using it with the pencil here on the Adobe Sketch app. So here's the Adobe Sketch app, and here are some of the images I've been drawing for my book. So my book comes with pictures, and I've drawn every single picture in the book on the iPad, and then sent them across to my publisher, who then drops them into the book. So it's been really therapeutic because I draw well, I used to draw quite a lot and I haven't drawn for a while, and that's why every once in a while I do a drawing video on this channel, just because I like drawing and it gets me back in the zone. So being able to just doodle and put them in my book and have it all done by me, but be digital, is so easy. Because I was thinking that there might be issues where I have to draw it on paper, then scan it in, send it across, but doing it on here is great, and the pencil and the iPad together are really responsive. Moving on to fashion-y bits and bobs, I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I've got a lot to talk about, so it's going to be basically a list of stuff, alright? So first things first, I have this amazing jacket here. This is from Ami, which is a French brand. I got it in the sale. I actually got this in the sale while I was in LA, and I adore it. It's just such a beautiful colour. It's kind of like a satin bomber jacket, kind of like a souvenir jacket, but without any sort of embroidery on it. But it's such a gorgeous colour, and it's such a gorgeous fabric, that every time I wear this, people are like, whoa, your jacket's amazing. Not much more to say about it, apart from the fact that it's just stunning, and it just, yeah, there you go, lovely. Next up, my wife bought me this thing. Again, we were in LA actually, and she bought me this. This is by Rag & Bone, and it's like a really slouchy, relaxed, black and white striped jumper. Kind of loosely, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of loosely knitted, you can sort of see through the holes a bit. But just pair of jeans, pair of black jeans and this, are just super casual, super easy to wear, super comfy, and I'm kind of into slouchy knitwear at the moment, which brings me on to my next thing. So, I was working with Hugo Boss in New York in July, and their new stuff is really nice. Now, I've got a lot of Boss things to talk about here. I want to let you know from the outset, I'm not sponsored to say any of this stuff, I'm not paid for it, I just really like the stuff I've got in front of me. So first things first, another slouchy jumper here. This is a V-neck. I wore this in New York for a photo shoot. It's been washed because it was like 32 degrees and it was so warm. But I wore it with like a really beautiful striped shirt and a pair of shorts that are kind of tonal to this fabric, to this colour, sorry. And it's so nice, and again, really slouchy, really relaxed, kind of casual. V-necks I don't really wear very often, but this is such a deep, sort of chilled V-neck that I'm really into it, and also a gorgeous colour. I'll put an image of me wearing that up on the screen so you can see it. On the same trip, I also wore this suit here, which, brace yourself, is pretty out there, but I'm totally into it. It's pink. It's very pink. It's pink linen. Not only is it pink linen, it also it is shorts. It's not like even trousers, it's shorts here. Now, when they showed me this, I was a bit like, ooh, it's kind of out there, I'll try it, but I'm not going to commit to it. I put it on and I fell in love. It's so beautiful on. In fact, again, I'll pop an image up. Luckily, I had a shoot with Hugo Boss the day before wearing the other outfit that I just showed you, and I had shorts on, so my legs got really tanned. If you're going to wear this pink, if you're going to wear this pink with shorts in particular, you have to have a tan. But it's lovely. And in fact, do you know what? It's on my new issue of GQ. On the cover, in fact, with Cara Delevingne here, it says, why your new suit should be pink. There you go. Also, incidentally, my article's in here somewhere. Here I am, look, on page 81. Now, this is one of the things I'm most proud of. I write for GQ every month. I have been for the last year and a half or so, and my editor gets in touch and goes, right, what are you going to write about? And I get to write. So this time I wrote about me walking in the Dolce & Gabbana fashion show, which was actually now 7 or 8 months ago, but because of the way fashion works, the stuff that I wore is now available to buy, so it kind of makes sense to write about it. But there you go, subscribe to GQ, and then you can see me every month and see what I write about. Final thing, again, it is Hugo Boss, but I'm addicted to this. This is a really beautiful suit. Again, it's quite loud, this one. It's not, once you've worn it, particularly doing what I do, if I wear a look and I get my photo taken and it appears somewhere in GQ or online or something, it's then very hard to wear that same look again, you know, because it's kind of been done. But what I like about this is I can separate it. So the suit is sort of really loud, but I've been wearing the trousers loads with just like t-shirts or jumpers or shirts or something, and I've also worn the jacket individually. This is beautiful, it fits really lovely, and it's just funky, isn't it? It's just really fun. A lot of my suits are kind of very, not plain, but very classic, and this is a classic cut, but it just looks amazing in the fabric. Again, I'll find a picture and I'll pop it in so you can see it. I'm really going on. I've been talking for 15 minutes already and I've still got loads more to get through, so I hope you're enjoying this. Next thing is this backpack, which it's a big statement to make, but it's changed my life. It really has, because I travel so much, and this backpack is my coach. One, it's beautiful to look at, but two, it's so functional. First things first, it has a really handy zip compartment here for my laptop. So laptop lives in there, laptop plus iPad if I'm carrying it, plus notebook if I'm carrying my notebook. They all live in there, so when I'm traveling and I go through the airport, all I have to do is open that one zip, pull it out, put it back in. I also have here a really handy front zip pocket, which I've been so organised, and I have got all my wires here, and I've got them all sort of, basically I had loads of wires in there, and I dig in and I pull out a million things until I found the one I wanted. So I got wires that now retract. So that one charges my laptop, it's a USB-C. I've got this one here, which is USB on this side. Come on, out you come. Why can't I get you out? USB on this side, and then it is lightning, but also multi on that side, so then you just do that. I got two of them, one in blue and one in white, and then I have my SD card reader for my laptop. Now, it doesn't stop there, because there's a big old compartment on the inside too. I've got pockets, I've got a pen here, and I've got pockets here. I've got a phone charger thing, you know, that kind of has battery power within it. And then I also have in here the world's slimmest plug. So, look at this, how cool is it? Two USB slots on the back, and then you open it up like this, and you just twist this bit, and there you go. It's not like it doesn't do other countries, which is kind of a shame, but also I don't know how you get it that slim. The point is, I wanted to sort of streamline my travel experience. So if I'm staying in the UK, great. If not, then I have my big adapter that lives in my luggage. But it all just has pockets to live in. I also have a big pocket here, so if I'm carrying like books and stuff, they go in there. I've got the big kind of compartment where camera and food and all that stuff goes. And then I have this zip pocket here, which keeps lip balm and this grey eye stuff. So again, I travel quite a lot, and when I'm on a flight, my eyes get dry, and I have here this Optrex Actimist 2-in-1 dry and irritated eye spray. All you do is you close your eye, and you spray it on like that, and it kind of goes in through your eyelids into your eye. It's really refreshing if you're on a flight. I don't like eye drops. They annoy me and they trickle down your face. This is just really nice and refreshing. So there you go. This is my favourite bag I've ever owned. It's by Coach, and it comes in loads of colours. I was really torn. I have this colour. I got actually just a white version of this, which is lovely. It also comes in like a khaki. There's loads of colours, but it's a life-changing bag, which I know sounds ridiculous, but it's made my life easier. So because it's always already packed as well with all my wires and stuff, all I have to do is put food in if I'm carrying food, and put my camera in if I'm taking my camera, and I'm good to go. It's already packed and ready. I'm going to move on to books next, and I have 4 books that I've got recently that I want to talk to you about. Here they are. I'm going to start with this one first, because this is probably the most outlying book and that doesn't relate to the others. This is called Other Minds. Basically, it's about how intelligent octopuses are. Octopuses are super smart, but the thing is, they separated from human beings like billions of years ago. So, well, our common ancestors, billions of years old. So they have intelligence in a very different way, but they are more intelligent than we give them credit for. Like, they can get out of jars. If you close them in a jar, they'll just unscrew it from the inside with their suction pads and get out. You know, have you seen Finding Dory? That octopus is about as clever as octopuses are. Like, they're just genius. Anyway, so totally worth reading. It's really interesting. It just goes to show that we're smart. Us humans are really clever, and we are more intelligent than octopuses, obviously, because, you know, everything we've done. But you know, we underestimate a lot of wildlife out there. Now, these next books here are kind of all related in a way. I'm writing a film. You might know this, I've talked about it a few times. I finished my book now, and I've loved writing my book. I just really adore writing. It's so great to be creative and just kind of think up stuff. So, film is a big passion of mine. I love seeing like every film when it comes out, and I just, you know, I can sit and watch films forever. So I thought, why not have a go at writing one? I went on a writing course and everything, and it was so fascinating. So now I'm just trying to consume as much as I can. I'm actually midway through writing my film at the moment, and I'm just loving the process. But it's my first time, I'm not a professional, I want to kind of learn as much as I can. So here I've got a bunch of books. I have one down here which I talked about a while ago called Story by Robert McKee. I went on his course and it's fascinating. This one's just kind of quite an amusing way of learning stuff. It's called Writing Movies for Fun and Profit. It's basically how these guys became billionaires from writing movies. Now, I'm not writing it for the money really, because again, there are people out there who are very talented at this, who have been doing it for a long time and who will be making all the millions. I feel like I'm a real small fish in that pond. I'm doing it because it's loads of fun, you know, and it's just really creative. But it's totally worth reading if you're interested in film writing and screenplay in any way. Speaking of which, my wife bought me this because I'm screenplaying and writing things. She keeps buying me like scripts for films and stuff. This is fantastic piece and where to find them, and it's the screenplay just in like book format, so you can sort of see, you know, the script, which is really fascinating. And here I have my own notebook. This is a very expensive notebook by Smythson. As I told you, I went on a course with a guy called Robert McKee, who is like a script doctor, and it was fascinating, and I wrote 60 pages of notes over 4 days because I was so into it. And I got back and realised that they were mostly illegible and just written on scraps of paper. So I went and got like a nice expensive notebook, which has now become my Bible. So here are all my notes written nicely. So when I am writing and I need to look something up or refer to something, I know I've got it kind of written in a good order. You know, it's totally a good investment. And actually, I spent about a week after the course writing this in my neatest handwriting because I really care about it. So yeah, there you go. And finally, because I've been talking for 22 minutes and 37 seconds, and I kind of like to keep my videos quite short usually, I'm going to talk about a few grooming things. You may have noticed, my hair is about as long as it's been since I've been doing YouTube things. It's still not long, like still kind of short on the sides, just lots to play with on top, and I really like it. With it being long though, it takes a bit more upkeep. My hair kind of grows forward and sort of downish, but sort of just straight in front, and it's stubborn and it gets really bushy. So I have to get my hair cut like every couple of weeks, but just like a small update to keep it all kind of trim, and I have to get it thinned out a bit because it's so thick. But also, because usually when it's shorter, all I do is I use one product and I put it in and it's fine. When it gets a bit longer, it needs a bit more kind of upkeep. Super simple, super easy, but I've just got salt spray here, which I put in when my hair's still damp. This is by Bumble and Bumble, it's just called Surf Spray, and it just gives it a bit more like oomph, so when my product goes in, it has more to hold. And then this is the product that I've been using for about 4 or 5 years. It's called American Crew. It's called Grooming Cream by American Crew, sorry, and I love it. It isn't great for everyone's hair. If your hair isn't a thick old bush like mine, probably don't use this one because it is quite, like, gammy is the word I'm going to use. It's quite sticky. You don't need much, you just kind of put it in, and it gives it a bit of shine, and it lots of kind of hold and control, but also it's like really touchable, so I can kind of put my hand through it all day. I wouldn't advise it for everyone, but if you've got a big old bush like me, totally worth having a go with. Anyway, that is it. Sorry I rambled for so long. I just had lots to talk about. I hope you have an amazing August, and I will see you very, very soon. Goodbye. Also, here's my dog. Again, she's been sat on my lap the whole time. Say bye, Moo. Go on. She's like, I don't want to. I want to go to sleep.